The Niners are pretty much in salvage stage with Trey Lance because they gave up so many picks in the first round to get him. They're just trying to give him looks. So he had 3 3-and-outs before throwing what was an interception, but it bounced off a player's hands and then into one of their players' hands for a touchdown. It was almost an accidental touchdown. It was not very good. His quarterback rating was the most deceiving of the weekend. He basically threw 2 picks and both were dropped. I think I've seen enough. This isn't it. He's not as accurate as Brock Purdy. He's not as talented as Sam Darnold. Darnold came in, by the way, boom, home run, perfect throw down the sidelines, 37 yards. Darnold is more athletic and more talented. That's why, he keeps getting chances. And Brock Purdy's more accurate. So when I watched it this weekend, Sam Darnold is good enough to be a starter for the Niners. Now, I don't think he will be because all the reports, they're going to give it to Brock Purdy. But Sam Darnold's good enough to be a starter in this league, and he looked good enough here. Finally, he's got somebody that gave him a little protection, a great play designer. But the problem is it's no time to experiment, and that's what Trey Lance is. And this coach and this roster and this franchise momentum, you got to win now. So Trey Lance was also pressured 4 times and sacked 4 times. So we know he's not really accurate, so where's the elusiveness? If you pressure Lamar Jackson 4 times, generally, he's going to escape a couple of them. So what I was told, Trey was just not as athletic and twitchy as they thought when they got him in the building, and that the accuracy stuff they work with, but this is kind of who he is. It's hit and miss. It's not totally fixable. And the other thing is he came in incredibly raw. And so if you're the Niners, what did you learn? You can point fingers, but everybody in this league makes mistakes. I couldn't tell you the last time Belichick drafted an elite wide receiver. What has it been, 15 years? I don't even know. But the Niners learned something. They have a win-now roster, and they drafted a quarterback they hope would be good eventually. The timelines were off. They need a guy that can complete passes and get the ball down the field. They had it in Garoppolo, but he couldn't stay healthy. Now they have it in Brock Purdy, and he's hurt. So my takeaway in this game is Niner fans have seen great quarterback play for a long time. They have one of the big fan bases in America. The fans are smart. They've seen greatness. You can keep trying to convince them, but when you're going 3 3-and-outs, and this is Kyle Shanahan's offense. All right, this isn't some defensive, outdated head coach who can't draw up plays. It's just not working. So we can go back and forth on this, but my takeaway is Darnold's good enough to be their starter and more athletic than Brock Purdy, but because of Purdy's accuracy, he's going to be the guy that gets it. Plus, he was undefeated last year when he started and finished games. The longer the answer, the less truthful it is. It's a lot of word salad. Trey Lance didn't look very good. What are you going to do? I think I've seen enough. Generally, touchdowns are touchdowns, and I don't care how you get them. The Chicago Bears last year were last in the NFL in yards after the catch. So they went out this weekend and they made it easy. Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator, there were some underneath stuff, some screen stuff, and it popped for touchdowns. I'm all for it. I don't know why teams don't run more screens in this league. The Bears offense last year was way too reliant on Justin Fields doing something amazing. Do you know who was number 1 in the NFL in yards after the catch? The Chiefs. Andy Reid dialing up layups, dialing up screens, bubble screens, letting the fast guys do the work. Even Mahomes is only amazing 2 to 3 times a game. It was like the Bears last year relied on Justin Fields to be amazing 17 times a game. That's not realistic. That's very much Ron Rivera with Cam early in his career, Big Ben early with Tomlin. And by the way, another defensive coach, Sean McDermott, does that with Josh Allen. These defensive coaches aren't as creative and tend to ask their star quarterbacks to be amazing. I mean, that Chuck Pagano with Andrew Luck, McDermott with Josh Allen, Ron Rivera with Cam. It's not fair. Andy Reid, even with Mahomes, he's dialing up clever all the time. Underneath stuff, let my guy have layups. So I don't care how it looks. Justin Fields had some layups, and they became points. I don't care. They're just that you can't. Justin Fields' amazing talent. You can't ask Josh Allen to be the run game. It doesn't work. It will be highlight material, but Josh Allen's first year in the league, he was a YouTube quarterback, which is what I've said about Justin Fields. He's a great highlight guy. Make the game easier for him. And by the way, all the great quarterbacks have had a guy. Breeze had Alvin Kamara. Brady had James White. McKinnon for Mahomes. The dump-off guy. The screen guy. The layup guy. Should have 7, 8, 9, 10 of those per game. So I love what they did. I wish they did it more. Even as gifted as Justin Fields, Cam, Josh Allen, Steve Young, all these guys can be, Lamar, you can't ask them to be amazing 17 times. If you could get 3 great Justin Fields plays where you're like, whoa, Michael Jordan scored 30 a night, 24 were mid-range jumpers. And then 3 times he would switch hands. He would do something that literally you and your friends who went to the game talked about for a week. You can't ask Michael Jordan to do that for 22 of his 32 points. So I like what Chicago did. Eberflus is like, we were last in the league in yards after a catch. Let's get good at this. And they've added Robert Tonyan, DJ Moore, Claypool last year. Backs are fine. When I watch the Bears, I know, that's your team. As I watched them, I was like, okay, take a little burden. I've been on this for 3 years on Josh Allen. He cannot be your run game. You cannot ask Justin Fields to be your offense. Like, there's a reason they're called receivers. They receive the ball. They're called running backs. They run with the ball. Allow them to. I thought one of the big moves of the offseason for the Bears was Robert Tonyan. So they went and got a second tight end. Tight ends are a great ally of young quarterbacks. Like, help your young quarterback out. So there's some juice. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.